What's up, guys? It's about 9:45 on September 19th. We just put in at Pine Creek Outfitters. We're gonna do oh boy. I'm gonna do 2 days through the Pine Creek Gorge. It's usually not paddleable this time of year because the water levels are low. However, they just got substantial amount of rain, and the river level went from 3 feet to 9 feet, and right now I think it's about 6. But so this is about four hours outside of Pittsburgh, and I left the city around 5 this morning. I just got here. The plan is to paddle from Pine Creek Outfitters. They are shuttling my vehicle downstream, and I'll take out at Rattlesnake Rock tomorrow, which I think is, I don't know, maybe around 20 miles. Not bad. So the the river is certainly pretty swollen. So I have paddled this before, but this will be my first time doing it solo. And the last 2 times that I've done this, the USGS gauge was something like 3 feet. So I'm looking forward to some active water. It's chilly out. It's somewhere in the mid 60s. It's not going to get much warmer than that. I think it's going to kind of stay in the low 70s, and during the day, I think go into the high 50s at night. So really great, really great temperatures. If you've watched my other videos, you might have noticed I'm in a different boat. I opted to bring my bigger kayak. It's the same make as the other one. It's a Liquid Logic Remix XP. The other one's a 9. This is a 10. And not because I have a ton more gear or anything like that. I actually prefer paddling the other one. It's a lot easier to load onto the car, even though it's not like a crazy big size difference. The size difference does make a difference. But the reason why I brought this one is simply because it's more buoyant, and you know, I'm out here by myself on a weekday, in not the most beautiful weather, so I don't imagine a ton of other people being out here on the water, and it is active water, especially at these levels. So just for a safety thing. that was about 20 minutes of non-stop water after a Wassee Rapid. And it was really nice, you know. It's one of those things you can't just call time out if you don't like the way things are going. You just gotta kind of huck it, which is a lot of fun. Bummed I lost my hat. I really like that hat. Probably should have saw it coming. Well, this might be where I kiss my external microphone goodbye. Oh boy. All right. The thing about GoPros is they don't have good audio, so I have an external mic connected to this one, and I have two little sessions that I use for like when I'm in really rough water. And it kind of sucks because you can't get audio, like good audio and good video at the same time. But I make do with what I got. So it's about 11:15. Sun is starting to come out. It's supposed to be a pretty nice day today. They got a little bit of rain up here in the morning while I was driving, but it's supposed to be this afternoon, and tomorrow is supposed to be pretty decent as far as rain goes. It's been a pretty easy paddle so far. I mean, I don't know, easy is the right word. Swift. It's been a swift paddle. Wow. I've managed to stay fairly dry. I don't think I had my dry top tied right around the top of the skirt. I got a little bit of water in the cockpit, but very, very minimal amount. A ton of these beautiful waterfalls coming down the mountainside. I guess the plan here would be, I think this is normally like if I remember correctly, I think I spent about 8 hours on the water before. So I'm going to go ahead and say probably about 7 hours with the water flowing the way it is. So I'd like to be able to find a decent campsite about halfway through. The guy at Pine Creek Outfitters, you know, he asked me, "Are you staying overnight?" I said, "Yeah, I'm staying till tomorrow." And he brought up something that I didn't really consider before, and that's that like a lot of the like takeouts for camp spots are going to be kind of washed out, and the water is moving swiftly. I pulled over briefly to pull out a bottle of water from inside, and not that I haven't been drinking plenty of water today, but it was kind of a little bit of work to come to a stop. One thing I've noticed about this boat as opposed to the smaller, the black one, is that this one, like, getting the skirt on is a bear compared to the other one. The other one just kind of flings on, and I can take the front off and the back of it stays around the lip. But this one, you know, I get it up halfway and the back comes off, and but once it's on, it doesn't go anywhere. So, it's 12 o'clock. I just pulled over at this little campground here, stretched my legs, and these two fellas pulled up shortly after me in a canoe. Said they did a fair amount of swimming. I can't imagine doing this in a canoe. We had a good laugh about it. This water's not warm, but it's not like crazy bad. I would not want to go swimming in it though. So, memory serves me correctly, I should be about halfway through this the canyon. So Well, maybe not quite half. I really should have grabbed a map from Allegheny or Pine Creek Outfitters. I brought one with me last time, and it was a big help trying to determine where I was. But yeah, I think try to find a camp spot here in the next hour or so. It's going much faster than I had anticipated. It's certainly a beautiful place to paddle. I do believe I have found camp. The only way I could stop myself is by grabbing onto this tree. So let's try to do this without losing all the stuff. Not too shabby. Ooh. Okay. So I was able to find a camp spot, no problem. I've actually camped at this site before. There's actually a bunch of campsites going down this way. But whatever, if I passed other campsites, I don't know, because the entrances have just been washed out. So I know sort of where I am on the river at this point. I picked the one farthest upstream, hoping that if someone else should want to camp here, it'll take them a couple, sites to be able to pull over. But I'm gonna get my hammock set up and a line also to hang my stuff on, because I'm pretty wet. But this has been an awesome day of paddling. It's just if you have a chance to make it out to Pine Creek Gorge, man, you guys gotta come out here because it's just stunningly beautiful. So something I did a little different this trip, just a little tiny departure from what I've been doing, is I brought a quilt this time. I have a down quilt I got from Winter Isle. And it's supposed to be good down into like the 40s, but I've taken it camping a couple times, like earlier in the year, and I think that's being a little bit generous. But figured I'd give it a go in the hammock. I've not tried it in a hammock, so we'll take it out now and let it loft up throughout the day. It's only 1:45, so it has plenty of time to loft up. I don't know if I'll hang a tarp tonight. I'll have to see how it looks before I go to bed. But they're not calling for any rain. Then again, I mean, you just never know. Anyways, so I did manage to take on a little bit of water in the cockpit, a real small amount, but like I said earlier, I think comparatively, like if I didn't have a skirt on, it would have just I would have ended up sinking. But this boat has a drain hole, so I can drain it. It's real easy. It's a lot more than I thought. that's that. Hopefully we'll have a dry seat to sit on tomorrow. Okay. If you guys haven't tried this stuff yet, I can't say enough about it, man. I love this stuff. Such an easy lunch. I think the plan is to eat a quick lunch, change into some dry clothes, and either take a nap. I've been up since 5, or cut some firewood. Maybe firewood, then nap. Or I'll just skip the nap altogether. Anyways, first things first. As I was unpacking my kayak there, I realized that I'd put my clothes behind the seat of the kayak, and the dry bag is pretty wet on the outside, and I'd rather it be my clothes than my electronic stuff. I haven't opened the bag yet. I'm just trying to mix this up first. So I don't know if my dry clothes are still dry or not. Find out. I don't ever have a problem with a watershed bag. These are not watershed bags, but yeah, everything's dry. Good. I don't trust these implicitly. I do trust the watershed products. I'd like to get one, like one of their duffels for my camera gear, because with, you know, I have like 3 different camera bags, and it's a lot to keep track of, and I always misplace the lens cap for my camera, but this works for now. It doesn't bother me that much, otherwise I'd have gotten a watershed bag. So I'm going to enjoy some lunch, start cutting some wood. So I was able to put together a nice pile of wood here for for the night and maybe the morning. Starting, you know, like real small stuff, and then like finger thick and moving up. And some of this stuff was here when I got here, so that's extra nice. But I don't think I'll have any problem with the fire tonight. Of course, I say that. Should know better than to say stuff like that. But it's supposed to get chilly, so it'd be nice to have a fire. I haven't really needed one on my last few trips, but it'd be nice to have one tonight. Well, it's about 4:45. I took a bit of a nap and made some tea. The last time I came camping and used the hammock, I put a ridge line across it, and I just used some paracord that I had with me. But I think so far it seems to make quite a difference, and I'm glad I'm using it. It's like an exceptionally comfortable lay today. I don't know if it's the spacing of the trees or the ridge line or what, but I'll credit the ridge line for now. So, made a bit of tea and just kind of really enjoyed just being out here in solitude. One thing I did, you know, aside from bringing the bigger boat, as far as like safety goes, one thing I did was I wore this road ID. It's just in case anything should have happened or should happen. It's got phone numbers of people to get in contact with, just in case something happens. I think they're for like runners or cyclists. I got it primarily for riding my bicycle, but I probably should wear it when I do stuff like this. So this is just perfect weather. No one, I realize I napped for like half an hour, but I still haven't seen anyone on the water. No one has pulled up down the way here or anything like that. So I'm hoping that I have this little spot to myself. But considering we're in a canyon, the sun I'll lose daylight a little faster than I would if I wasn't in such a deep valley. I think at the greatest depth it's like 1,000 feet or something like that. But this side of the river is, the sun is obviously shining over there, but I don't expect too many hours of daylight left. Plus the sun's just going down early. But a little update on this this water filter. It's the Sawyer Mini, and before I had this, I used a Life Straw Mission. It was a gravity-fed thing. It had like a 5-liter bag and a hose, and it came down to the filter, and I'd have to carry some sort of container for that water. And I took that with me every time I went camping. And during the fall and winter, I like to camp at the Laurel Highlands hiking trail, like to camp at their shelters. And they have like well water that you pump, and it's non-potable. You have to treat it. So I would use that Life Straw Mission. And the water there has a taste to it. And I don't mind the taste. It kind of has like it's a nostalgic taste to me. But I don't want to taste it every time I drink water at camp. So the reason why I mention that is, I went backpacking maybe 2 weeks ago, and at the Laurel Highlands, and I brought this with me, and I thought, well, maybe this will pick up a taste, but it didn't pick up the flavor of the water there. I really like this thing. I can't say enough about it. It's the other thing about the Life Straw Mission was that you couldn't keep the bag. Like if I threw the bag in the water, it would be dripping wet on the outside, and I couldn't keep that over my collection container, because if that water dripped into the collection, the storage container, then it would contaminate the clean water. So, still really enjoying this thing. Hasn't given me any problems. Not that I've used it a lot, but I've taken it on some trips, and so far so good. I'm not even gonna say it. Not even gonna say it. So for dinner, I'm trying a new Mountain House meal. I've not had it before. Chicken and mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes need a little bit more water, but I wanted to, before I added the chicken, I thought, this is what the chicken in there looks like. And it's not bad. I mean, it's kind of like high school lunchy, but we survived off that for 4 years, right? So I'm gonna add a little bit more water here. There we go. The potatoes are also, I mean, it's a Mountain House meal. So, on a trip like this, I would have liked to have brought like actual food, but it's just so easy to, like, this cleanup is so easy. And like when I went backpacking the other day, I took my grill and some vegetables, and it's just such a pain to clean that thing, especially like out. I get soot everywhere, and I just don't feel like dealing with that today. So it's a little bit past 6. You can tell the sun's starting to crest this side of the gorge. It's the the shadow of the mountain is creeping up the other one pretty quickly. So I'm going to eat my dinner. This isn't bad. I would eat it again. I was actually half tempted to. I tried a ramen bomb earlier this year, and I didn't terribly like it, but it also wasn't awful. But for whatever reason, I had a hankering for a ramen bomb, but I already had this stuff, so. Well, it's going on 7:30. Starting to lose light pretty quickly. The camera does a pretty good job of compensating for that, but I'm probably 10 or 15 minutes away from needing my headlamp. So I'm going to finish my tea here, which reminds me. So I brought a couple tea bags with me, and they got wet. But these Tazo teas, at least the chai ones, have a plastic lining. I know that like Lipton tea bags don't, but so the outside of the like the wrapper of the tea bag got wet, but the tea bag itself was fine. It didn't lose any flavor or anything like that. So good to know. In any event, I hope all you guys are having a lovely night. It's beautiful out here. I think I'm going to not put a tarp up. And I'll probably put the tarp up. I should probably put the tarp up. Anyways, yeah, I hope you're all having a good night, and we'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning. It's about 6:30. I slept really good. Got a little chilly last night, but not too bad. So I'm going to get some coffee going, wait for sunrise, and pack everything up, hit the water. I might actually try to eat breakfast, but I say that every time I'm out here, and I never do. But we'll see how it goes. So it's about 7:30. I've gotten camp pretty much all packed up. I made some breakfast here. The breakfast skillet. I'm really not too big on eating this early, but whatever. It's not bad. I prefer the just freeze-dried, or maybe they're dehydrated. In either event, it's powdered eggs. I think the plain powdered eggs taste more like eggs than these do. But Not bad. I would probably eat it again. Maybe make like some sort of breakfast burrito out of it. Well, that's about it for camp. I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast and coffee and hit the road. See what else there is to explore. All right, it's 10 to 8, hitting the water now. Just spent about 15 minutes trying to get this skirt over the lip of the cockpit. So much easier in the Blackbird. And that's it. You can see how high the water was, over the last few days. It's considerably lower, but it's still moving at a nice clip. If memory serves me correctly, this section of the river is much calmer than the first part, which is a bummer because I wouldn't mind having some waves, but take what I can get, enjoy the scenery. This is certainly not the worst way to start the day. There is a bald eagle sitting way up in the trees. Right there. I've seen 3 bald eagles this morning. I mean, it could be the same one just flying ahead of me, but I think I've seen more bald eagles this year than I have in my entire life combined. Which only means that I'm getting out more. We're just passing the Hoffman campground there. It's about 8:45. Seeing no trespassing signs. Are those trespassing or hunting signs? Can't tell. Anyway, there's notices posted on the river left. 9 a.m. I'm at the takeout. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this one. Appreciate it if you stuck around this far, as always. And you know, stay tuned for another adventure soon. I have a couple things planned. So, anyways, thanks a lot. I'll catch you on the next one.